How do people have so much money? Before you say institutional money. No, it's not. My sister sold her house in under 1 week and it sold for $50,000 over her ask price to a family. Closing is tomorrow. Reading posts here on Reddit. One would think everyone is broke and no one has money for anything. Yet this family dumped $50,000 over ask cash money on a house and are moving in soon lol I think. Reddit doesn't want to admit there are millions of Americans with deep pockets and that's why the housing market hasn't collapsed yet. If things were as bad as Reddit claims then houses would be 50 off right now and cars would also be heavily discounted. Instead I'm seeing 2-year-old Honda Civics with 30,000 miles on them selling for thousands over their MSRP lol and every move-in ready home in my area New England inland gets sold in under a week. Reddit is quite possibly the worst platform to gauge how much money people have. People on Reddit tend to be slightly younger and a lot more vocal. In reality, quite a bunch of people have quite a lot of money. People with wealth aren't coming on Reddit to complain they can't afford to buy. Seems self-explanatory lol. 50K over asking is relative. 50K over asking for a $1 million home is just 5 over. It is all relative. There are other things to consider. Was this the first home for the buyer? If not, they had proceeds from sale. Well, I mean your sister just made $50,000 more than asking. Someone who bought a $300K house 8 years ago and just sold it for $630K has some cash to work with. That's how equity works. People who aren't on Reddit have more time to be productive and make more money. It's because there are people with money in a real life or online forums are full of people bullshitting. At the end of the day, there are always someone richer than you unless you're Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, so live within your means because I know a few people making $400,000 a year in LCOL and MCOL areas but still live paycheck to paycheck due to keeping up with Joneses. Let me give some perspective. My grandparents paid $13,100 for their house. It eventually was sold for $630,000. They stated they had looked in a nearby neighborhood which was nicer. But the mortgage payments were $43 a month more and they could not afford it. The houses in that neighborhood appreciated to over $2 million. The effects of money over time are not appreciated by your average person. Reddit is almost only anonymous people. I see very few exceptions. That means 99.5% of the posters and repliers and responders you have exactly zero idea if they have a clue what they're talking about, if they have honest intentions, or whether they're just stirring up trouble, or on the flip side, have emotional issues and just begging for affirmation. Live your life, especially your Reddit life, accordingly. Lots of people work and save and live below their means for years. These people also make good career choices and invest in the right career path. Lots of people don't. The latter like to hang out on Reddit. A lot of people are getting early inheritance gifts from their parents' grandparents. Also, many people who are trading up have hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit from the sale of their starter house to use as a down payment. The only people who are screwed in the current market are first-time buyers who aren't wealthy. Supply is low, so the buyers who are on the market are highly competitive. They may have already sold a previous house and have the equity from that, or they may be lowering their down payment in order to put extra cash into the offer. Same with used cars. Supply and demand. Reading posts here on Reddit. There you go. Lol. I am pretty sure everyone is loaded with cash due to quantitative easing and the expansion of the money supply via debt. PFF. 50K over asking is meaningless. Where live it's $50K in land transfer tax and realtor fees on a single-family detached house. Houses would be 50 off. I don't think you fully understand how the housing market or the economy works. Houses will never be 50 off. Our household didn't make extra money until we were 40 years old. Then we started saving in earnest. By age 45 we were in the position to pay for vehicles with cash. Big change from arguing and almost breaking up over a $40 pair of jeans. It'll come. But you gotta keep at it. Money can happen so slowly it's agonizing. But time matters. People have talent and skills. We're 33. One of our friends has been dating this one guy for like 6 months. He said he's going to propose. His parents said if he does get married, they will buy them a house and put $600,000 down. So that kind of stuff happens, I guess, to some. I have had multiple friends over the years where their parents literally buy the house and make all the payments and the kid lives there for free until whatever the parents die or somehow goes into their name. Doesn't matter really. I have some rich clients who have tens and hundreds of millions coming their kids' way when they die. So they find ways to give them houses and investment properties. You can have 3 kids and no money, or no kids and 3 money. 50K over asking simply means it was listed below market value. It doesn't mean that everyone is rich. We save money and invest those savings. A lot of people on Reddit are losers. I don't know if you realized that yet. Not saying all, but there are a lot. Lol. I work big tech and my husband works finance. Hard work. Moved here 8 years ago after selling everything. With 10K in our account. We bought a roach-infested trailer on rented land and had 50K combined income. After slowly moving up, my husband taking training courses, increasing his income, and 3 moves later, we own a house to live in and have a rental as well. Find a skill you're good at and hone in on it and develop it. Then bust ass and make it work for you. The US has a very large number of people with a lot of money. Plus, if you already have a house to sell, you have a nice chunk of change right there. Having money and having a mortgage are 2 entirely different things. What I've come to learn is that the typical Redditor is a super left-wing liberal that lives paycheck to paycheck and is not the majority at all. I used to think the same as you. Why are things so much different than what people say on Reddit? As some of us foreigners say, credit in America is everything. People in the US have loans and debts easily accessible. While that can be a terrible thing for some, for others they can use it for leverage. If you use it the right way, you can get $1 million debt for real estate with $50,000 and accrue $50,000 per year just for holding some day selling. Now forget real estate, you can get a $1 million business loan and hire out most of your work and create a 6-figure stream of income. Improve the business and sell it for millions. This is all using other people's banks' institutions' money. Some succeed, some fail. Opportunity is everywhere. Home equity, high salaries, stock options, retirement accounts, age millionaire. There's a lot to unpack. First, cars. Yes, in-demand cars are still getting top dollar. But a lot of cars have come back down quite a bit. Homes. People who are buying now probably have been waiting and saving for years. What's making them jump in now is renting is so freaking high that a mortgage for a little more makes sense. And of course there's the usual selling from HCOL area and buying in a lower cost of living area. Well, personally I don't have a lot of friends, so I don't have to go party, pay bills to the bars, luxury watches, clothes. My parents allow me to stay at home for few years to save that money. Only buy things that I actually need, instead see something cool on the internet and check out right away. You are free to think, oh, it is Reddit. I am bragging. But you can do some math.